Well, for those of you watching on Peacock, you just got a little bit of a surprise there. An
little
unbleeped
Simsism.
profanity from Chris Sims. Uh-oh. Here's Tom Brady on playing till 50. Uh-oh, that's a long time. Even for me, that's a long time. I've always said 45 was the age that I wanted to reach, and that was my goal. This year, I'll be 44. So next year, wait for it, I'll be 45. I've got a 2-year contract. I'm going to be able to obviously play this year, and God forbid anything happens, but play next year and then see what happens after that. If I still want to keep playing, I might be able to do that. And if that's enough, then that would be enough. I think he keeps going, Chris. I think he keeps going. And I don't think he makes it to 50, but I don't think he stops at 45 either. But he stops at number 10. He's in the top 10 at number 10 on the Chris Sims Top 40 Quarterback Countdown. Plenty of people are triggered by that. They think he should be number 1 or close to it.
Well, yeah.
Why do you have him at number 10?
Well, that's every year, though. Whoever's in the Super Bowl should be 1 or 2. People went crazy when the Rams were in the Super Bowl and I made Jared Goff 19. Now no one bats an eye when he's 31 in football. Like, nobody even cares. You know, it's the logic there is not always correct. Tom Brady's awesome. Now, again, I do my list, Mike, just to reemphasize here. It is everybody's playing on the same offense, okay? It's my pecking order. It is, my depth chart at the quarterback position. So you don't get the benefit of the best weapons and the best offensive line and the best defense on your team to make you look that way, okay? Because
average supporting cast.
Right. It's all average, right? Now, having said all that, Brady was awesome last year. He was absolutely awesome. Different Brady. Big arm, big throws, power throws, aggressive, got down in the red zone, made a lot of big-time throws down there. That's where it was amazing. And that's where, I just can't respect Tom Brady enough. The fact that, the 2 years prior to that in New England, we were all talking about, he's unwilling to stand in the pocket or make some of the aggressive throws. He's always taking the easier throw or the higher percentage throw, which, is good, but of course can lead to leaving plays and points and yards out in the field. He didn't do that very much last year. That's where he was special, okay? And, of course, at the end of the year, it really took off. Really, for me, when I went back and watched, it's the second half of the Atlanta game when they were down, I want to say 17-something, nothing at halftime, and he came back. That's where the offense took off, Brady took off, and everything like that, and that's where they became special. So it is amazing, and it's amazing that Bruce Arians and Leftwich got Brady to change his mindset and be more aggressive that way. His arm is still top-notch, as we've talked about. There's no doubt about that, and gosh, I wouldn't be shocked if he was back in the Super Bowl again this year. But not the number 1 or number 2 or number 3.
Why are there 9 in front of him then?
Because Tom Brady makes almost 0 plays off schedule, okay? Almost 0. There's none of that. Now, he moves in the pocket well, yes, we know that, but to an extent. It's to an extent. I mean, Tom Brady, again, when we go back and I really studied it again, listen, I know we can always blame the quarterback for losing a football game. The Bucs lost 5 games because of Tom Brady. I can go through the other great quarterbacks and go, yeah, they might have lost 1 or 2 games because of them. Maybe they didn't play their best and they didn't win the game, but they didn't lose the game because of that. You go through both New Orleans games, the Bears game, okay, the Rams game, the Kansas City game. There was blitzes and errant and pressure around him and errant and bad and stupid throws where he made horrible decisions, and that's why they lost the game. Let alone, like we saw, the meltdown in the NFC Championship game, where if they lose that game, to your point, like a week ago, we're all going, I don't know, does Tom Brady still have it? Is he still the same Tom Brady? I mean, if Matt LaFleur goes for it on 4th down and somehow Green Bay wins that game, that's what we're talking about this year. We're not going, oh, my gosh, he's the second best quarterback in football. No. So that's where it comes into it. He's awesome, but he needs a certain type of formula around him. I do give him credit. He's not as good as Ryan Tannehill and Justin Herbert, who are behind him. But I gave him the boost in front of them because of leadership, belief, edginess, experience, the thing he does for the football team. But if I put him in situations as some of these other quarterbacks were in, with lack of weapons or lack of protection, come on, get out of here, everybody. So all you idiots on Twitter, whoever else, keep atting me. He's number 10. I know more than you, and shut up. There we go.
Let me just emphasize this point. Always very humble from Chris Sims. Let me emphasize this point. If the Packers pull off the come-from-behind win, down 28-10, fueled by 3 occasions where instead of even trying to make an off-schedule throw, it was
duck and chuck.
Just get rid of
the
ball before I get hit.
Right.
He reached that point a few years ago, and that's fine.
That's fine.
Look, it takes a tremendous amount of courage at any age to play NFL football.
No doubt.
When you're on the wrong side of 40, and there are guys younger, faster, and stronger than you that would love nothing more than to turn your body into multiple pieces that need to be put back together again. You do what you have to you do what you can to survive.
Yeah.
And it's not just that he can't make the off-schedule throw. It's when it all falls apart, he's prone to a turnover.
Exactly.
He just has to get rid of the football.
Right.
Just get rid of it. If it gets picked off, so be it. Happened 3 times in a row. And, yeah, I think people would be saying 10 is too high if the Packers had won that game, based upon the way Brady played in that game. And then you take away the Super Bowl appearance that actually boosts his estimation.
Right.
It would have been somewhere between 12 and 15.
Exactly. I mean, yes. And again, that's not disrespect. I mean, again, I think it's just keeping it real here. It doesn't make me proud to say this. I know Brady's awesome. I know that. He's amazing. But at age 43, he cannot do some of the things that we talk about so often on this show that some of these guys in front of him can do. But yes, there's definite value to, the stuff you've brought up so much time, his belief he gave. He was just the right guy for that team. He really was. They needed a little polish, somebody to push them in the right direction, just the right jerk at the quarterback position to get everybody on edge a little bit. And that's where he was perfect for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's no doubt about that. He's the man, and I understand his goatness is always on the top of my mind. But yeah, for me right now, and I don't mean to be cocky and a jerk. I understand. I know more than you. I'm being a jerk. I get frustrated with Twitter and all that sometimes. Not everybody has to agree with me, but I can't realistically look at it at all. Where I will fight back is when people go, oh, I think he's still top 5. That's where I just want to brain emoji, blow up. You're crazy. No, I mean, anywhere from 8 to 12, I think you can make a case for Tom Brady. For me, he's number 10.
The intangibles are critical, and
They
this
are.
is why I believe that you've got the folks out there who refuse to ever concede any point remotely close to the notion that wins count as quarterback stats. Great quarterbacks who are great leaders can influence a team to win games it otherwise would have lost because the influence goes so far beyond the decisions you make with the football and where you actually throw the ball and whether you do it accurately and with sufficient velocity. For example, 2 things that stand out for me. 1, leading up to the Super Bowl, every night, texting every teammate, we will win.
Right.
We will win. Getting them all to believe we will win. And he's got the cachet. He's got the credentials. He's got the pelts on the wall and or pelts on the horse or whatever the hell the right saying is. And the one I like even more than that, they win the NFC Championship. They're in the locker room after the game. Devin White told this story. Somebody was crying because they'd won the NFC Championship game. And Brady accosted the guy, berated him, dropping profanity on him. Now isn't the time you cry. We still got more work to do.
Right.
That's the difference between a Tom Brady and anyone else.
No doubt about it. There's no doubt. That's where he was just the right fit for this football team and what they needed. We knew how talented they were. I mean, we were in Miami the year before, and it still jumps out to me with Matt Ryan at that Super Bowl, right, with the Chiefs and the 49ers. I can remember him talking about that Buccaneers team and how talented they were. And it made me, think about it a little bit and go, wait, maybe they are more talented. He was like, man, they're one of the best teams we played last year and all that. So they just needed that Brady factor, and that's where he's special. And there's no doubt about it. His arm is still top-notch. Some of those throws he made in the Super Bowl, some of the other throws we saw towards the end of the season, I mean, laser beams for 43 years old, 42, whatever. Amazing. But yes, 10 because, yes, if things do break down, more bad than good happens. He's not going to get out of the pocket and make something happen. In fact, when things break down, like you mentioned before, he's going to kind of fall away, fade, and just throw the ball and get it out of his hands. And that led to, if people go back and watch, some crazy interceptions during this year. That led to their 5 losses. But, man, his clutch belief edginess, all that certainly helped them win the Super Bowl. There's no doubt, to your point.
Pete reminded me of the third story I liked from last year when Devin White was snubbed for the Pro Bowl and was grousing about it. Brady said to him, basically, why do you care? That's not the game we're trying to get to, Devin. We're trying to get to the Super Bowl. And again, you have to be Brady to pull it off, but he's got the ability and the willingness to make it work. And that's one of the big reasons why the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.